The time is nigh, my friend. An upgrade has been made. No longer are we losers of the night. Somebody with the heart of a frickin' zebra has sent us the gift of a century. The gifts. Plural. I'm blown away. I'm so happy and grateful for people like this. I love grateful. I love generous people. What the? I like grateful people too, but generous people are just so nice. I just love spreading the love. I do it myself. I don't talk about what I do much. I like to be that secret millionaire guy who just like gives lots away without telling anybody. Like you donate to this and it's like, don't put my name on it. Just make it a surprise. So I don't know about you, but for me, giving people things feels much better than buying things yourself. It always has for me. When I got one of my first jobs as a bicycle courier, I was making decent money. Most of it went back in to repair my bike. But I made some money, and my mom left for a year to do this Buddhist monastery thing. And every week I bought her a little animal statue. And that gave me joy. Every time I picked one out, I went all over the city to buy one. And whenever I saw one that I liked, I was like, oh, she'll like that. I'll get that. That brought me joy. Whereas when I'd buy a video game or a new CD from Nirvana, I love Nirvana, or some new clothes, it was always empty. It's like, what joy is this? I just got another material possession. I hate my life. So giving just feels good, and I'm so grateful today for my friend Marcus over at Marcus Picks. Please do go check out his channel. He is more of a photographer's channel. There's a Bigfoot. Let's shake the camera so it's blurry. You loser. It's 2019. There is no camera that can't do HD footage. And every time you see a Bigfoot video, it's 240p at maximum zoom, and there's still nothing. I want to believe. Help me. So please do me the favor of going over and checking out his channel, Marcus Picks. He makes really good videos. I've been watching him for years. He's same like me. He has a health channel and a camera channel. So you can check his health channel if you want the healthy life, or the Marcus Picks one, the camera channel. But he does he does a lot of tutorials. He loves the photography. He's got a beautiful wife, and he just loves experimenting with gear. And the cool thing about him is he'll buy something, test it out. If he doesn't like it, he gives it away. He doesn't return it. He doesn't try to sell it. He gets more from that, from giving. So he has sent us the ultimate gift. And I gotta tell you, there's a funny story on how the nightmare hoops and hurdles I had to jump through to get this thing. You're not gonna believe it.
All I want is the perfect camera. All I want is the perfect camera.
So I bet you're dying to know, what is it? What are we filming on? Is it just a lens on my G85? You know it's not. I just looked over at my G85. I ruined it. I promise, as soon as my little story is over, we'll talk about what the camera is and we'll do some tests. Too exciting for words. So I'm talking with Marcus through email, and he says, alright, I'll send it tomorrow through FedEx. I'm like, alrighty. I'll be looking out for it. So a few days later, I get home from grocery shopping and I see a little FedEx slip on the downstairs. What? I combined downstairs and condo into one time-saving word of the century. Have I lost my rule of one? So dramatic right now. So I saw the FedEx missed delivery notice and I was like, I missed it. That sucks. Oh well. Positive mindset. You'll get it again tomorrow. So I called them up. I gave them my buzzer code and my phone number as a backup plan. My buzzer code goes to my mom, and I have my phone, so we're good to go here. We're like an army base, hunkered down in a bunker, just waiting for anything. We're ready. So I told her we're expecting delivery tomorrow. It came around 11 a.m. today, so could be around the same time. So we're ready. So 12 p.m. rolls by. I'm like, oh, he's a little late. Maybe he had a sandwich or something on the way. Let me just check the website. Missed delivery again? I was here. I was right here. I could have heard him if he just cried out for help. I would have came. I was like, there's no way. I went downstairs. Sure enough, there's another failed delivery notice. I was like, no. Flat Earth Santa wouldn't do this to me twice. No way he would. I looked a little more closely at the notice and it said busy. Line busy. I was like, this is 2019. Lines aren't busy anymore. That was a 1980s thing. You can only use one line. You get a call, it's like, oh, it was busy. I was on it. Call waiting. It's been around for like 7 years. Don't do the math on that whole last scene. It'll just boggle your mind. So I tried buzzing in and sure enough, it's busy. My buzzer's broken. I was like, no. How am I gonna get the package? Why? Why me? So I called them up. I said, my buzzer's broken. There was a phone number though, the backup number. He didn't call it. How come he didn't call it? They're not allowed. He's not allowed to call that. Why'd you take my number down? What will you do with my number now? You don't plan to use it. Will you sell it? Who do you sell it to? So I asked them if they could deliver it somewhere in the area and I'll just pick it up. And they're like, yeah, we can do that. There's a FedEx site at 385 Passmore Avenue, or Drive. And I looked it up. I was like, all right, where's that? Oh, wow. That is deep. That is deep in the jungle, my friend. That is 15 buses connected by a dinosaur. Got to fly on a pterodactyl. They're not even reliable. They take left turns when you want to go right. You never know where they're going to go. So I said, do you have anywhere closer? Somewhere near my house, maybe? And they looked up a little bit. They're like, yeah, there's this other place, Penguin Pickup, right near your house. It's about 2 kilometers. I'm like, yeah, just maybe start with that one next time. The one close to my house instead of the one in the jungle of the Amazon rainforest that I have to take a pterodactyl to. So it was set. They drop it off at Penguin Pickup the next day, and I pick it up myself. I go for a nice little walk, come back with my package all happy. We're good to go. So I'm waiting for the website to update. It says 4 a.m. on the truck for delivery. This is day of delivery. And then never updates again. The whole day, 0 updates. I'm like, all right, whatever, maybe tomorrow. It says it switched. It said expected delivery Wednesday. When I checked again, it was expected Thursday. I was like, oh, that hurts. That's a shot in the gut, Zach. So Thursday rolls around. I go to see a friend I haven't seen in many years, so we hung out for the day. It was a good day. And I was debating, do I bring my phone so I can see if it's updated and it's there? On my way home, I'll pick it up and then come back. So I didn't do that. I just went straight home. I looked it up on the site, still on the truck 4 a.m. from the day before. I was like, no. Why no updates? I hate waiting. I can't wait. It's like being punched in the face by 4-year-olds. It's annoying. So I called them up and they said it's ready. It's been ready since yesterday. You can come pick it up anytime. I was like, oh, the website's not updating. It's like, oh, oops. Sorry. You can get it though, anytime. I'm like, okay, what's the address again? 385 Passmore. Right by Jungle Avenue, in the jungle. They did it to the far one. They took it to the mountain one in the mountains. They made me go out to the mountains. I said, oh, they were gonna deliver it to Penguin Pickup. Right by my house, 2 kilometers. Would have been a rosy walk in the park. There's literally a park on the way. And they're like, we couldn't do it. Sorry. This is a nice gift. You have to earn it. You can't just go for a walk and get something like this. You have to earn it through the jungle in a spirit quest. So I did that. I went on my spirit quest the next day, my friend. I called before I left just to confirm. Is it there? It's at 385 Passmore in the jungle. Yes? Yes. Okay. So I left. It was raining. I wore sandals with socks. It was a poor life decision, but I made that decision and I stuck with it. I've survived it. And we're going through the jungle. I'm ducking through cows. Like there's barns. Frickin' barns. Giraffe was swooping at my neck with his neck. I rode a camel. Let me tell you, giraffes and camels don't get along like you think they should. They're long neck ancestor cousins. You'd think they're cut from the same loincloth of life, but they don't get along. And so that was a rocky road in the rain with sandals and socks. So I get to the FedEx warehouse and it's just fenced off with barbed wire. I was like, what is this, a military operation? Why is it so secure? I get that you take your packages serious, and they get there on time, no matter what, but this is a little overkill. Just barbed wire. What if I need to get in? Like, come on, just let me sneak a peek at somebody's Christmas gifts. I get joy out of that. So I find the entrance. You have to buzz in. It was weird. There was 2 doors, and the right door had an arrow pointing to the left door, and it was like customers used that door, the left one. So I buzzed in. He says, "Come on in. Use the door on the right." I was like, but the arrow. Who do I trust, the man or the arrow? So I tried the left one. I was like, "This spinny one?" He's like, "No, the one on the right. You had 2 options, and you failed." So we just opened the right one. It's like, oh, yeah, that worked. Okay. So I get there, friendly man at the door. I hand him my slip, and he's like, "Oh, you're expecting a package?" This guy looked at me like he hadn't seen a package in 3 months. I was like, that's all that's in here, is packages. "Yes, it's here. I'm expecting it." He's like, "You sure about that? We don't see a lot of packages here." So he's like, "Okay." He walks off in the back. He's there for a while, and I'm getting worried. I see this man returning with a sheet of paper. It's not a package. It's a piece of paper with a map from frickin' MapQuest. And he says, "Oh, the package isn't here. It's at Penguin Pickup." Penguin frickin' Pickup. The one near my house. 2 kilometers. I'm in the jungle here. I'm in a jungle. My camel is dead. I had to cut him open and sleep inside like they do in Star Wars. I had to do that. So I just had to laugh at that point. I was like, "You're not going to believe this." I asked them to drop it there, but they said they couldn't. So I came all the way out here. I took a 2.5-hour bus ride for a 2-kilometer walk. 30-minute joyous walk. I could have picked flowers for my girlfriend and my mother. There was an abundance that day, my friend. Not that I saw it. I was on a bus in the jungle and a camel. So I'm just laughing at this point. I was like, "Good one, universe. You got me. That's a good one. Funny. That's a good, funny April Fool's on me in March. Look at me." I just, like, this kind of thing would have crushed me in the past, but I feel much more resilient now. I can take the punches, flowing with life, just doing this when things happen. So I take the bus down to this penguin place, and I can't find the thing. I saw this shipping container. Have you ever seen a shipping container? Just long metal thing. So there's that, and a big sign, Penguin Pickup, on that. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, like, I'm on this side of it, and there's nothing there. I'm like, okay, that's just a sign because it's in this area. There's a mall, there's a Walmart, there's a bunch of stores. I go looking through all the aisles. I'm looking everywhere. There's no Penguin Pickup store. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. What is happening here? I went into Walmart because the map he drove, the little dot was right on Walmart. So I walked in, I was like, where is it? There's gotta be a stand. I went to the information booth where the customer service line is. I was like, is this Penguin Pickup? He was like, does this look like Penguin Pickup? You see any penguins around here? I didn't see any penguins, but there could have been one behind the shelf. You don't know what penguins do at a lunch break. I don't know what they do on their lunch break. I was like, help me. Help me. I was in a jungle. My camel's dead. A giraffe swooping his neck every direction. So a manager comes out and says, okay, this is what you do. You go out there, you see that Bank of Montreal? It's opposite that. And I was like, opposite which way? There's 4 directions. There's 4 sides of the building. I don't see it. As I'm walking there, I see it was that shipping container. That was the pickup. On the other side, there's doors. They live inside of a shipping container. That's so ironic. And just it fits. It's like we ship things in a shipping container. It's fantastic. It really is. But on the other side, there's no doors. There's no windows. You're just like, what the hell's that? And the whole thing is construction everywhere. So I got in there. I got my package. I got it. I'm just so overjoyed. I switched to using the window light for my face, and that light's serving as art. Wow. You know the cool thing about that whole story? When I was walking home with my package in hand, this never would have happened if all this stuff didn't happen. I walked up on this lady. She was in her car. She was stuck. She got out to press the button. I see this happening. People are waiting at a red light in their car. They open the door, get out, and press that crosswalk button to speed it up. And then they get back in her car. So she tried that move and somehow managed to lock her keys. She had one of those necklaces on her keys, shut the door on it, and the key was inside and she couldn't get out. And so I stopped by. I was like, you need help? And so we figured it out. I didn't do anything. My presence there somehow calmed her enough that she realized she could open it, but she was panicking until I got there. So it just felt so good to help her. She was so appreciative even though I did nothing. And she was just like, thank you so much for stopping. It's just like the thought that counts, and it just feels good to help. Humans working together, that's what we need in this society. So that felt good. So all that ordeal led to me saving a woman. Her car might have blown up. It was good in the end. Helping people feels so good. That put the biggest smile on my face of the whole day. So let me tell you what I decided to choose, because Marcus gave me a list of cameras and lenses to choose from, and I was just like a kid in a candy store. I was like, oh my god, I can choose? There was the Sony RX1R, the fixed lens 35mm full frame glory. It's so light, it's like 600 grams or something. I was like, that would be nice, a little full frame. I could make that work in my life. There was like the A6400 GH5S, some lenses, the 12mm 1.4 Leica lens for Panasonic, the Zeiss Batis 25mm f2 that I just tested. I was like, I can't decide. It's too much. So I thought about it and I thought, you know what? I would love to have that little Sony RX1R2. I would love that thing. If that's not available, I wasn't even sure he was giving that away, because that thing's like $3,000 or $4,000. I don't know. It's like, are you sure you're giving that away? It's like, yeah, go for it. So I chose that or the A6400. I was thinking, I would just buy the Sigma 16mm f1.4 to go with that. I could make that work. Or do I take the Zeiss Batis and then buy a Sony a7 III, and we got the ultimate combo there? Or just take the Leica lens for my G85, that we're good to go with that, or the GH5S. Have that, and then I buy a lens for that. So my mind was going in every direction possible. So I told him my thought process on all that, and he was like, okay, here's what you do. The Sony R1X, 1RX2, that overheats. You're gonna hate it. You can't change the lens, you're gonna hate this thing, trust me. The A6400, for some reason, with his Sigma lens, you couldn't change the aperture. Something was messed up. I've heard you guys confirm that it does work on most cameras, but it didn't work on his, so that deterred me. So after those two choices got slashed off like a diabetic amputation, I thought about it. There was three options. Either you take the GH5S and you buy a lens, or you take that Leica 12mm f1.4, put it on your camera, you're good to go. You can just tap to focus. Your life is amazing. IBIS, you're happy. Or you take that Zeiss Batis lens and you buy the Sony a7 III, open box if you can find it. So I explained that to him, my excitement for each of those three, and that I was having a hard time choosing, and he said, no, you pick one camera and a lens. I was like, a camera and a lens? Oh, I couldn't believe the generosity. I was like, he wants to give me a camera and a lens. So I thought the obvious, take the GH5S and the Leica 12mm 1.4. You got Panasonic's finest duo. I was like, if I need stabilization, I use my G85. But I was also debating taking the GH5S and the Zeiss Batis and buying the Sony a7 III, because I figured I wanted to go full frame, and if I had both, I could play with the GH5S, buy a little like 15mm f1.7 for that, and then have the Sony, and then we compare them, and it's like mind blown everywhere. So I talked to my friend Eddie, the guy who let me use his A9 back in Hua Hin, Thailand, And he's all into the full frame and Leica glass. He had that Leica Q and he bought the GH5 at the end. That guy, he bought all those so I could test them. That's how big his heart was. He wanted them too, but he knew that I would have so much joy testing them, and I did. We made so many videos testing. So I asked his advice and he was like, Zeiss? Bro, Zeiss isn't even in the same league as Leica. They wouldn't shine the shoes of Leica salesmen. Don't even look at that lens. Don't ever talk to me again if you mention. And I was thinking, you know what? When it comes to a decision this big, and you want to go in, you're spending thousands of dollars if you're buying something, why would you buy the Zeiss Batis F2 instead of the G Master 24 f1.4 if you're gonna go into that system? It's like, go for the best. You're already almost there. It's like a couple $500 more. You're not gonna notice that over a 3-year lifespan. It's like, spend a little more to get the best. So that's what I learned from Eddie that day. And that made my decision a lot easier, my friend. We are looking at the glorious GH5S for Super with the Leica 12mm 1.4. We can focus. So I locked off the focus. Don't even try it. It's a Panasonic. Has this shot been out of focus the whole time? I don't think it has. Do you see any pulsing in the background? I don't think you do. Because we found a life hack, my friend. It comes in the form of this. No. This. Oh. We have ourselves a stylus. This is what I was thinking. If I'm sitting here, we just tap a little bit on my face. Lock it off. We are good to go, my friend. I figured this would give me the reach I needed. If I wanted, I can be pretty far. And still just focus on my face like that and lock it off. And then it doesn't hunt. Autofocus sucks for video. Even Canon, it'll pulse sometimes. I saw your video, Mark's Tech. You had the A6400 and your lights were pulsing in the back. It pulsed. It looked phenomenal though. The only thing I didn't take into account with this system is I didn't realize the reach, because you have to hold a pen like that instead of pointing. So my distance like that compared to that, yeah, you see it, don't you? It's not as far. Yeah. So when I'm holding, I don't gain as much as I thought I did. So it's kind of stupid. So we got another life hack, my friend. Did that work? Shutter remote. It's just like autofocus, only it's not. The reason I don't want to use the app is because it sucks the battery out of my life. The phone drains, the camera drains, it's a pain in the ass to set up. This is just plugged in. Let's see if it works for the hold up things. Oh wow, I pressed it too hard and I shut the video off. Be careful with that. So Marcus, thank you so much. I love this camera so much. I've been playing with it for like 4 days now. It's perfect. It really is. It does not have stabilization. Actually, let me try it. So for vlogging, you just focus on yourself. You're good to go. And then you walk. There's no space to walk in here. Oh, I banged my tripod against the thing. Is it stable? Can you see what I'm doing? How do you... Oh, we gotta focus on that. I can do that with my new remote. I'm carrying my whole tripod. It's heavy. Focus back on me. It's doable, right? But I've been having so much fun with this. It has that 240 frames per second slow-mo. I'm just having so much fun with that. People keep saying, I'm watching all these reviews and they're like, oh man, it's not as good quality as you think. It's got the aliasing in moire. It's like, shut your donkey mouth. Who gives a shit? Look at this glorious footage. You don't need the best quality in the world when it comes to slow-mo. It's like, look how slow that is. It's fantastic. I can only imagine the glory that will behold us when I get used to the slow-mo and think of creative things to do with it. I'm sure I'll think of better things than making stupid faces at the camera. So far I've thought of falling and following a dog around, but he was overexposed. I'm getting used to the camera. I'm not very good at it yet. So everybody please go send Marcus some love. Tell him Camera Conspiracies sent you. And he makes good videos, and he has a big heart. You can tell. You can tell in his videos. He just wants to help people. He does a lot of giveaways on the channel, and you'll learn something. He's funny. So I have no problem recommending the man, even though he is a photographer. Photographers. You can't take them serious. Laura, put your hand on your hip and then arch your back and look up and think of an owl if he was flying towards you but not too fast. Yeah, that didn't work. You lose. So if you're curious, we're filming at full HD, 100 megabits per second, 10-bit, 422 internal processing. HLG. I don't know how to color grade the thing. Is the shadow the camera blocking my own light? Oh, is that? Oh God. Hi. Oh, my eyes are burning. If only I could focus on myself easily without. Oh. Who needs autofocus? Oh, just set it. I can reach it with my hand. Why am I using this pen? So this will be our new daily driver. It's just so much easier to use now. I can just focus, boom. The mic's on there. I know the mic. I'm debating getting a boom stand. It is nice to have it right there instead of... You get the point. 5 hands. 5-hand things. I don't know if I'll do a full review on it, maybe, but post down below what you want me to test on this thing. I tried the autofocus. I don't understand it. It's weird. It'll shift. Like if I put it on this single dot mode and I go to the back, it'll shift instantly, and back to my face, it'll get me. But if I move my face closer, it will not track it. Ever. It'll switch to another object perfectly if I move that focus spot, but moving within the focus spot won't work. So it might be a setting. There's so many things in the menu now, I don't understand half of it, and that's being generous to my brain. So I think that's about it. If you have any tips on using this camera, I don't know all the settings. I've been playing around. We're doing HLG. I tried Vlog the other day. I don't know how to grade it, but I try my heart out. And yeah, the other image looked fine on my G85 with that Minolta lens. I loved the look of that. The compression, it looks a little weird. Now that I'm a 24mm stretched guy, look at Minolta boy over there. He's better looking. I was like, oh, what have I done? So, but this is so much easier to film with, so I got a debate now. Do I want to get maybe the 42.5mm f1.2 Leica lens, but get this focuser thing, and then it's easy to focus. Manual focus from that distance, that's what was ruining my life. And I got another vodka variable, MD, Jesus Christ. It's an ND filter, but it's strange. Oh, look, you can see. Oh, I'm so creative. Oh, wow. How inspired are you right now? Is this blowing your mind? I'm gonna do all my videos like that. With the umbrella in the shot, as I dream. Unicorns gave birth to me, and I'll never forget you for that. Thank you. But yeah, the lens hood doesn't fit with this. Look how dark that gets. And now that we're on the GH5, we can ISO up our face. ISO 12,800. It's clean. What do you think? Can we go higher? Can this go darker? I think it can. It can go so dark. Oh my God. 25,600. I'm seeing some lens flares happening, but they're creative. 51,200. This is phenomenal content here. This is how you use NDs. You hold them in front of the lens, and it looks like you're in an old porno flick. Okay, we're done with that. Oh God. I just did something I've never done before. I filled up my SD card. It just went full. I bought a new 64 gig one, and I made 3 videos. This is the 3rd one, and there wasn't enough room for it, so we're using the old memory card. So keep that in mind when you're making 10-bit footage at 100 megabits per second, even though you're in your mom's living room. You don't need it. I need it. we're done. Thank you so much for watching. Go subscribe to Marcus. Thank you so much, Marcus. It's so exciting. Thank you so much, man. You restore faith in humanity. I cry when I see things like that. Go search Restore Faith in Humanity. You see a bunch of pictures come up. The one that made me cry was a homeless guy sitting in the rain, and this woman walked over to him and just held an umbrella over him. She probably gave it to him and left, but it was just such a touching moment. Humans looking after each other. I love that. So, we're done. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you next.